Now, joining me is Rebecca Butler and Stephen Barrett. But, Stephen, at the very least, I wonder whether or not we've allowed a situation to occur in this country where certain charitable organisations can very easily make a case and provide evidence on behalf of illegal migrants, and that can be presented to law firms, and then that finds its way in terms of stifling due process, etc., and us controlling our borders. Where are you on this?
Well, the one thing I pick you up on is you said in this country, because I would say that at the moment there is a global immigration problem.
Yeah.
And I would say that international law on immigration has got itself into a bit of a muddle, and it's causing problems everywhere. I mean, I've written, one of the only journalists in the UK to have highlighted the fact that the EU stands accused of being responsible for the deaths of over 100,000 migrants, and that it uses a detention centre in Libya, which the UN has condemned, and that some very well-thinking human rights lawyers on the continent are outraged at what the EU is doing. I mean, there is a border on the eastern side of the EU, which is effectively a wall. And so we shouldn't, for a start, we shouldn't assume this is just a UK problem or a UK solution. But on the broader points, I mean, I'm never going to do anything other than echo Rebecca, that we want and the country needs and the system requires lawyers who are above reproach. One of my concerns is that certain over-dramatization of criticism of lawyers has led to people being unwilling or disinterested in criticizing them. I frowned, a big frown appeared on my forehead very strongly when the Daily Mail reported that there were enemies of the people. And then everybody seemed to get very hysterical about that. It's perfectly valid for the Daily Mail to criticise judges. Whether people like it or not, or agree with the Daily Mail or not, is their personal political opinion. People say rude things about lawyers. People say, it may shock you to hear this, Patrick, but they say or they tweet rude things about me. I mean, it does happen. And we all have to just get over it. If we're going to have a proper, good system, we need to criticise because we need to investigate. If you don't investigate, it's likely that, the bad apples will corrupt the whole barrel.
Really? That if you did want to at the moment in this country, you really could put forward a load of tosh and probably get it through. Lawyers
stand at the heart of the system. And because of that, that's why it's really important that we're whiter than white. If you get, if we fall to corruption, then you have got a massive problem. And simply proving it, as you've said, is quite clearly tricky. That's why things like the Daily Mail play a vital role. Journalists play a vital role in our society. I think you play a constitutional role in our society in keeping everybody on the straight and narrow. And it is perfectly right that lawyers must be investigated, even if there's mere suspicion. I mean, that is right. What has been going wrong is the slightly mildly hysterical reaction to any criticism of lawyers, which has clearly disincentivized any further investigation. And that's not all. And people, I will not stand here and swear blind that 100% of all of the functioning lawyers today are wholly honest. That to do so would be to mislead the public. I won't accuse them of anything either. I'll simply stay neutral and say that if you want a system that works, you must investigate and prosecute.